So after a quick test drive, I quickly found out that having it that tight of a fit is no good. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to install the C4 hybrid front bumper. The first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to take off this front crash bumper I've been driving around with for a little while. Just a few bolts on either side, and that guy will pop right off. Okay, so once you get the crash bar off, which is just these 3 bolts on either side, you're going to go under here. You're going to take this 17mm bolt out, and you're going to take this 17mm bolt out. So next, I got to figure out how to hold the bumper up there by myself and tighten those bolts. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw a bolt in this rafter right here, and then either hook a come along to it or just a piece of rope and just winch it up and hold it in place while I secure those bolts. So it's always good to have a bunch of random crap you can look through and be able to figure it out. Okay, so what I didn't account for is that with these new fiberglass bumper caps, they sit down a little bit too low right here. So what I'm gonna have to do is find the line and trim the fiberglass off all the way around on both sides so that this portion of the bumper can tuck in there, right there. So what I'm gonna do is I made some marks, the same measurement all the way around the bumper cap. Then I'm going to take a piece of painter's tape, lay it on there, and then with an angle grinder, I'm going to cut that out, make sure that's a nice straight line. Okay, so that's all trimmed up, both sides. The fit is pretty good. I think I want to take a little bit more off of there, maybe like a 1/4 inch more, because that's a pretty tight fit and I don't want anything rubbing. And then let's check out this side. This side. Looks like this side is actually better. I've got a decent gap, probably 1/4 inch or something like that. So I'm gonna pull this side back off and then mark about a 1/4 inch on that corner right there. Take another 1/4 inch off. so I got all those bolts snugged up under there. And man, it is a perfect fit. Absolutely perfect. It's touching. I don't know if that's a bad thing. It's a nice tight fit, so I'm gonna leave it for now. On both sides, it's about the same. I figure, why not mess with it? It's already looking really nice. So there you go. There's the bumper installed. Looks pretty beastly. It's nice to have a real bumper on the front of this thing now. That's it for now. Okay, so after a quick test drive, I quickly found out that having it that tight of a fit is no good. It makes so much noise. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim it back to this line so that it'll just be one straight line all the way across both sides. Okay, actually, now that I'm looking at this, I still have some more adjustment that I can make with those bolts, and where it's hitting is back here. So what I think I'm gonna do actually is taper it from like this corner up and around and not touch any of this front. I kind of like, there's a little drop down right there, so let's get that figured out right there. Trim it, and that right there is definitely what was making all that noise. Let's get to it. Okay, so that's all trimmed now. You see, kind of trimmed this up at an angle. And this has a bunch of clearance, like ½ an inch. And up here, fits nice and snug. Maybe about ¼ inch of gap. So it looks nice on the driver's side. Passenger side, same thing, about ½ an inch of clearance. And then fits nice and snug along the bottom there. Okay, so we got the C4 bumper on, finally. And today we're doing the wrap. We're gonna start with the hood just because we haven't done this before.